let's start with some history, a history lesson. And I think not many of you will be familiar with the concept that is on this slide, but I think some of you will be familiar with it, and some of you will know the names that are on the slides. But it's very fascinating because the first hybrid digital twin, this means a combination of a real-time model with a plant, with even a data-driven component in it, yeah, which is called AI today, was published or developed in 1986. This is my birth year, so it's equally old than me. So that's, yeah, I find it also very fascinating. When I was born, this digital twin was born, and it was developed by Gilles Patry. So he was a professor at McMaster University. Also, Dr. Imre Takacs was working in his group back then. He is actually now co-founder of Sumo software, and Daniel Nolasco, he's a very well-known person in South America, for example. He's a very well-known water professional, also very involved in IWA. He was doing a master thesis back then. And this combination of people was actually led to first publication or first master thesis on digital twins in wastewater. Very fascinating. We are talking about almost 40 years ago. Yeah, 35, 40 years ago. And today we are all debating about the implementation of digital twins. Yeah, so it's very fascinating how many decades you need in order to have certain things work. This is, by the way, a very interesting paper that came from that research. One of the most cited things, so the Takacs model for settling, is very well known. Here are some interesting components. There is a human with a computer interaction. So the operator can see some new stuff on a screen and can decide to change the controls. Or there is a simulation model. So in that time, GPSX, the first one, and actually Dr. Gilles Patry founded that company, Hydromantis. And then we have automatic calibration of this model, auto calibration. And then we have what is called an expert system, ES, which would today be called AI. So it's a set of data-driven heuristic rules. It's just crazy when you look at this. It's 35, 40 years ago. I think it's very interesting to have this perspective because now actually these things are getting to the practice. Yeah, very interesting to see. I don't have any more records earlier, and I got this information from Daniel Nolasco.